Hi guys, I'm Miranda. I've raised my stepson, Jamie, ever since he was a toddler. I actually came into his life when he was 4, and by the time he was 3, he had been permanently placed with me and my then boyfriend, Adam. Adam was married before to Jamie's bio mother, but they divorced when he realized what a horrible narcissist she was. It also didn't help that she was an addict and started to do all sorts of drugs right after Jamie turned 2. No, Adam's ex-wife didn't have postpartum depression. They had that checked. Apparently, she had a history of drug abuse that Adam didn't know about. Anyway, they divorced, and in the beginning, they had shared custody. And that's when I started to date Adam. I won't get into the details of what happened next because it is sensitive in nature, but I will tell you that Adam got full custody of Jamie when he was 6. Ever since then, he stayed with me and raised him like my own child. Eventually, Adam and I married, and I took over all of Jamie's responsibilities till he turned 18. His bio mother never got clean and never tried to see him again. She basically abandoned him. I had a daughter with Adam who I will not name because she doesn't have much to do with what happened. I'll just say that when Jamie got engaged, she was away for college in a different state. By now, you have already realized that I'm going to talk about what happened after Jamie got engaged. I always considered Jamie my son, so when he got engaged, Adam and I told him that we would give him $40,000 for his wedding. Jamie seemed super grateful because he didn't have a lot of money lying around for a wedding. He didn't go to college out of his own will, so he didn't have a very good job, so having a wedding was going to be stressful for him. I had at that time unexpectedly gotten some inheritance from my maternal aunt, so I decided to give $35,000 from it to Jamie for his wedding, while Adam gave him $5,000. The thing is, we told him that we would give $40,000. He didn't know that I was giving him most of the money, and this is very relevant to my story. So Jamie started wedding planning and somehow also got in touch with his bio mother at the same time. Adam had warned him that his mother was a narcissistic woman, so she should be careful with her. But Jamie was just too happy to know his bio mother to heed his dad's warnings. Eventually, he saw that Jamie started to give a lot of importance to his bio mother and pushed me out. His bio mother didn't like me anyway and made it clear when we both went with Jamie's fiancé for her dress shopping. I thought that the woman was just being salty and didn't think it would affect me that much. After all, I have been in Jamie's life longer than her. You can imagine my surprise when Jamie sat me and Adam down one day and said, "I just want to tell you something serious now that the wedding planning is in full swing." "What is it, Jamie?" "Yeah, you know that you can tell us anything. The thing is, Miranda's not going to get an invite to the wedding." "Wait, what? Why won't I get an invite?" "I suppose he has added you as a +1 for me?" "Actually, Dad, you are not getting a +1. "Then what about me, Jamie?" "Well, I've decided that you're not being invited to the wedding." I was in shock when Jamie said that I won't be at his wedding. I waited for a while to see if he was joking with me, but when he looked serious and didn't say anything else, I knew he wasn't joking at all. He really didn't want me at his wedding. I was so confused that I didn't know what to say. My husband was even more confused than me and said, "This has to be a joke, Jamie. Why won't you invite Miranda to your wedding?" "It's the decision I made, Dad. I would really appreciate it if you respect my wishes and don't attack me like that." "This is so out of the blue, Jamie. I'm really confused and hurt. I just don't understand what happened." "Well, I thought about it a lot and have decided that this is the best way. I'm sorry about that, really. But I still don't understand, Jamie. Is there no way you can change your mind? No, Miranda, I don't think so. Please don't pressure me into changing my mind. It's my wedding and I don't want to do something I don't want to. May I at least know why you have decided not to invite me? Well, I can tell you, but I don't think you'll like what I have to say. It's okay, Jamie. I'm already pretty hurt. I don't see how this can get worse. Besides, since you won't change your mind, it's not like my reaction will mean anything. I at least deserve to know why I have been kicked out of your wedding. If you really insist, I'll tell you. It's just that the wedding is only going to be for close friends and family. You are not my friend, and you are not exactly my family. I was really confused by what Jamie was saying. That man knows his way around words ever since he was a child, so he knew exactly what to say to make himself look less guilty. The way he said those words kind of hinted that I wasn't anyone significant in his life. That very thought made my heart shatter in my chest. I already knew by then what Jamie was trying to say and do, but I wanted him to be clear about his reasons. I wasn't going to let him downplay the situation. I knew that the truth would break me from inside, but I didn't care. Adam was also feeling the same way and was furious on my behalf. He said to Jamie in a very angry tone, "Excuse me, Jamie? What is that supposed to mean?" I think you should be more clear about what you're trying to say, Jamie. Don't make me say it, Miranda. I know I'll look like the bad guy as soon as I say it. You owe me the truth, Jamie. You have already made it clear that I'm not good enough to be at your wedding. At least have the guts to tell me how you truly feel about me. Okay, fine then, Miranda. You are not my real mother, so you shouldn't be at my wedding. Yup, there it was. The real reason why Jamie wasn't going to invite me to his wedding. It was as simple as that. Jamie didn't see me as a mother figure at all and only wanted what he called his real mother at the wedding. I knew already that his bio mother had something to do with this as well. Still, it didn't change the fact that Jamie thought it was a good reason to exclude me. I sort of knew this was coming when he told me that I was not actually his family. Still, hearing him say that hurt like hell. My husband absolutely raged at him and said, "What did you just say, Jamie? Are you really saying that my wife is not your real family?" "That's exactly what I'm saying, Dad. Miranda is your wife and my stepmother. She's not my real mother or has any biological ties to me, so I don't see why she should be at my wedding." "Are you really talking about biological ties, Jamie? Miranda has raised you for 12 years. She had no obligation to do that, but she did it anyway." "Exactly, Dad. She was under no obligation to raise me, and I, too, have no obligation to invite her." "She may not have given birth to you, but she had fulfilled every duty of being your mother, Jamie. You can't just exclude her now. This is ridiculous." "You won't understand this, Dad. You only had your real father and mother at your wedding. I just want the same for mine. I don't think it's wrong for me to have a saying in my own wedding." Adam and Jamie had a huge fight while I sat there silently. I had tears in my eyes, but I didn't cry out loud or make a scene. Adam was super mad at his son and yelled at him for disrespecting me. But I simply couldn't bring myself to scream at Jamie after more than a decade of taking care of him like my own. This is what I got in return. I never forced him to accept me as his mother, and never even insisted that he call me his mom. But I always hoped that he would at least acknowledge the fact that I stepped in to fill the role of his mother after his own mom neglected and abandoned him. But no, Jamie wasn't able to look past the fact that I wasn't his biological mother. And it was true. So I had nothing to argue about with him. After years of being there for him, I finally decided to be there for me. I calmed my husband down and said, "It's okay, Adam. You don't have to yell at Jamie anymore. He's right. He's entitled to have his own wedding his way. We cannot force him to do anything he doesn't want." But he is grossly disrespecting you, Miranda. I won't sit here and have my idiot of a son get away with this. Look, Miranda, believe me, I'm very grateful for what you've done for me all these years, but there are some things where I draw the line. I'm an adult now and I get to make my own decisions. You do understand my reasoning, right? Yes, I do understand your reasoning, Jamie. I understand what you're saying and I'm okay with it. You can't be serious, Miranda. You can't be okay with this. Believe me, Adam, I'm more than okay with this. Jamie's right, I'm not his real mother after all. He doesn't have to invite me to his wedding. I took care of him by my own will when I easily could have let him be. I can't hold this over his head, right? While I had actually made peace with Jamie's logic, my husband was having a hard time agreeing with him. He couldn't believe that I would actually agree with Jamie and say that it was okay for him to exclude me from his wedding and call me a nobody. To be honest, I was heartbroken from the inside and had a hard time holding back my tears. I had considered Jamie my son, but I meant nothing to him. That hurt a lot, and I hope none of you readers have to go through what I did. Despite my own hurt, I knew that I couldn't change someone's mind when they had made it clear that I meant nothing to them. So I simply tried to placate my husband and convince him to let this go. I saw Adam's face crumble as he said, But this is extremely unfair, Miranda. Jamie is choosing a woman who cared nothing about him over someone who raised him like her own. We can't change the way someone feels, Adam. Jamie is a grown man and has his own opinions now. We shouldn't bulldoze him with our own feelings. Let it go, Adam. So, you're okay with not attending Jamie's wedding? Yes, it's fine. Don't worry, Jamie. I'm fine with not attending your wedding. I promise I won't show up without an invite and cause trouble. I believe you know that's not like me. Thank you so much for understanding me, Miranda. I knew you would respect my wishes. Please don't take this personally. It's just how things are in this world. You are entitled to your feelings and I am to mine, Jamie. It was a very eventful meeting today. I think you should leave and give us some time to come to terms with this. Right. I'll be on my way. I have a lot of things to plan for the wedding anyway. Thanks for joining my fiancé's dress shopping, Miranda. She really had a great time. But from now on, you don't need to accompany her anymore. My mom will take care of it. And that was the final nail in the coffin. I was banned from any wedding-related activity and wasn't going to be a part of anything. Jamie effectively told me that I shouldn't be included in anything because his real mother would be there for all the arrangements. That was literally the biggest blow Jamie could give me. I was in complete disbelief that he would be so cruel to me. I spent 12 years looking after this sorry excuse of a man who discarded me like trash once his biological mother was back in the picture. Mind you, guys, this wasn't some teenager with an immature mind. Nope. This was a full-grown adult who was about to start a new life. I was so shocked. I didn't even bother to reply. Jamie sat there uncomfortably for a few minutes, after which he got up and left. After Jamie left, I absolutely broke down with tears that I was holding in while he was there. I cried and cried till I simply couldn't anymore. Adam also cried with me because he could tell that I was seriously hurt. His heart broke with mine, and he did his best to comfort me while I let it all out. It was a very bad day for both of us. That night, after we had dinner, we decided to have a discussion about what happened. By then, We had both calmed down and were able to have a civil conversation. Adam was still very angry and said, "I can't believe I have such an ungrateful son like Jamie. God knows where I went wrong with him." "You shouldn't blame yourself for this, Adam. Jamie is a grown-up now, so this is all on him." "I know you're really heartbroken by what happened, Miranda. I'm so sorry for this. I have a horrible son. I swear I am not going to attend his stupid wedding. He can have his biological mother as the only parent at his wedding." "Don't make any rash decisions, Adam. He is your only son. You need to think about this carefully. I don't want you to do this just to show that you're on my side." "Oh, my decision is clear, Miranda. I'm not going to his wedding. I can't go there and support what he did to you. He made his own decisions, and now we will make ours." "I really think you should reconsider your decision, Adam. I don't want to be the reason you miss his wedding. I have no interest in going to his wedding anyway. Also, I don't think I will make any payments for it anymore." I had already made that decision when Jamie said that I wasn't invited to his wedding. I was totally okay with not going, but I wasn't going to give him money for a celebration where I wasn't even included. When Jamie told me the actual reason why I was banned, I became sure that there was no way I would give him any money in the future. I was done being used by him and then discarded away. I wasn't someone's magic genie. I'm an actual human being with feelings, so I decided that Jamie didn't deserve any type of help from me anymore. But I was a little skeptical about Adam being on board with what I said. I wasn't going to ask him to withdraw his contribution, but without my part of the money, Jamie would have very little. "Of course, you will not give him any more money. He doesn't deserve any help from you anymore. You have already done more than enough for him. This is it." "So you are fine with my decision?" "Yes, I'm more than fine with your decision, Miranda. In fact, he's not getting another cent from me either." "He will have a hard time paying for everything. He was really depending on the money from us for his wedding." "He can just spend his own money at his wedding. Maybe that'll teach him to actually value the people who helped him out and raised him." Adam and I were rightfully angry and didn't say much else that night. But over the next few days, we talked about it more and more. Jamie had sent out the invites already, and both my husband and daughter were invited. My daughter was invited because she was Jamie's half-sister. She knew all about what transpired between me and Jamie and had decided not to attend the wedding as well. None of us had actually told Jamie about our plan. We let it be until Jamie brought it up again. We didn't stop Jamie from contacting us either. He was the one who didn't call much anymore. He was busy making plans with his mother and his fiancé. I did get some texts from his fiancé asking me why I wasn't joining them on the vendor visits and such. I didn't reply because I didn't want to start trouble for Jamie. I didn't know why he never told his fiancé what happened, so I let him deal with her. I felt bad for the girl because she was truly a lovely lady, but I couldn't exactly overstep Jamie and tell her everything. At that point, I highly doubted that my own relationship with Jamie would go back to normal. A month or so passed and Jamie suddenly started to ask Adam for money. He sent my husband a few texts about all the bills that were pending so that he could pay them up. My husband simply ignored those texts and didn't send him a reply. After a few days of this going on, Jamie showed up at our house looking a little frustrated. He walked in and said, "Dad, why haven't you replied to my text?" "I did reply to your text, Jamie. I don't know why you're upset." "I sent you all the bills for the wedding and you didn't say anything about them. You simply left them unseen." "I don't know what else I was supposed to do, Jamie. I don't even know why you sent me those bills." "What do you mean why I sent you those bills? You said that you will contribute to my wedding. I sent you those bills with the vendor details so that you can complete the payment on them." "Oh, that. Well, we're not paying for your wedding anymore, Jamie." Jamie looked absolutely mad at Adam when he said that. He hadn't expected his father to outright say that he won't be paying for his wedding anymore. Jamie had thought that maybe we would pretend nothing had happened and stick to our plan of helping him out with the wedding. However, we made it clear that it won't be happening. He looked really angry at that and said, "What is that supposed to mean, Dad?" "Is exactly what you heard, Jamie. We won't be funding your wedding anymore." "Are you doing this because I didn't invite Miranda? This is not about you, Dad. Why are you refusing to pay because I didn't invite your wife? I invited you." "Well, I'm not paying because I won't be allowing you to disrespect my wife and get away with it. Besides, I don't even know why you want my contribution." "You promised me a lot of money, Dad. You literally said that you would give me $40,000 for the wedding. I was counting on the money. Now you're saying that you won't give it to me." "When I said that I would be giving you $40,000, I didn't mean I would be giving you the full money. I just bought a house and don't have the means to give you that much. The most I could do was $5,000. "Wait, what? Then who was going to pay the rest, $35,000? "That was supposed to be me, Jamie. I was supposed to give you $35,000. Jamie looked absolutely shocked when he heard that I was the one who was supposed to pay for the majority of his wedding. He looked dumbfounded and his eyes went wide in horror. He immediately knew that he had messed up big time. His voice shook a little as he said, You were going to give me the money for my wedding?" "Yeah, I was going to give you most of the money, Jamie. I know Adam didn't have that kind of funds to help you, so when I got my hands on some unexpected inheritance, I decided to give you some money as a wedding gift." "Oh, so you were going to pay for most of my wedding?" "That's right. I was going to pay for most of your wedding, but it looks like that won't be happening anymore." But I really needed that money." "That's too bad, Jamie. You can't expect me to waste my money on someone who you don't even consider your family." I don't know what to say, Miranda. I had no idea you were paying for my wedding." "Well, now you know." "What do I do now? I've already made advance payments everywhere. If I don't complete the payments now, I'll be facing cancellations." "That's a problem, isn't it, Jamie? I guess you should start gathering the money as soon as possible." I said that with a surprisingly straight face. I knew that Jamie would be struggling for money since he didn't have that kind of money just lying around. I highly doubted anyone would offer him that kind of money either, so he was in big trouble. Jamie now looked really uncomfortable and panicked as he said, "The thing is that I really needed the money. My fiancé and I don't have the means to pay all our vendors. I was really counting on the money to have the wedding." "I don't see how this is any of our concern. If things are so dire, you need to be out and about making some changes or trying to make someone else pay." "But no one will be able to give me that much money. I already spend my savings on making the deposits. If I cancel, I'll get no refunds because we booked non-refundable places at a discount. I can't pay the whole amount all by myself either." I would agree with my husband in saying that it's not really our problem. "I don't know why you're telling us. Can you just give me the money, Miranda? I do really need it." I started to laugh when Jamie told me to give him the money. It looked like he had really taken after his entitled mom, who thought that the world revolved around them. Jamie was taken aback by my laughter, but I couldn't really help myself. Even my husband was shaking his head at Jamie's words. I barely controlled my laughter and said, "Oh no, Jamie, I don't think I'll just hand over so much money to you for no reason." But it's for my wedding, Miranda. Where will I get the money if you don't give it to me?" Why don't you ask your biological mother to pay for the wedding then? She's invited and she's your real parent. She should be giving you something, since she didn't even bother paying us a cent for the 12 years you were with us. My mother is broke, Miranda. In fact, she's so broke that she's been loaning money from me. That was not a smart thing to do, Jamie. I had warned you that your mother can be a leech. You shouldn't have loaned her money when you have a wedding coming up. I thought you would give me the funds, Well, you thought wrong, Jamie. You wouldn't have been in this mess if you had invited Miranda to the wedding and not told things like how she is your real mother. I'm so sorry, Miranda. I made a mistake. I had no idea. Jamie started to apologize because he quickly realized that I was literally the one who could save his wedding. His mother didn't have a cent to her name and was instead drowning in credit card debt. She had been loaning money from Jamie anyway. So Jamie realized that he had made some really wrong calls about the wedding and was trying to make some amends. He thought that maybe apologizing to me would make things right, but I said, "You had no idea that I was paying for your wedding. Now that you know, you suddenly realize that you made a mistake." Nope, I'm not buying that, Jamie. I know how you really feel about me. I swear I didn't mean those things, Miranda. It's just that my mother's jealous of you and didn't want you at the wedding. So I know your bio mother is equally responsible for your decision, Jamie. But you also made the decision to discard me and went as far as to tell me that I'm not family. That told me everything I needed to know. I'm so sorry, Miranda. I made a mistake. I'll invite you to my wedding. I'll send you a fresh invite as well. I know you're only doing this for the money, Jamie. Well, don't bother with it. I'm not interested in coming to your wedding. I made a choice and I'm going to stick to it. Your wedding is not a problem anymore. I'm accepting my wrong and trying to apologize to you, Miranda. Can't you give me a little grace? Dad, help me out here. Jamie turned to his father for help. He thought that his father would at least side with him in this. That was a stupid thing to expect because his father had made it clear that he didn't agree with his decisions. Still, Jamie looked shocked when Adam laughed and said, "What makes you think I'll help you out with this? You have brought this on yourself. I'm not going to help you deserve this, Jamie." Dad, even you won't be taking my side? I don't have a wedding without the money, Dad. I don't see how that's any of my concern because I won't be attending your wedding anyway. Wait, what? You won't be attending my wedding? That's what I said, Jamie. Miranda, me, and our daughter have decided to not attend your wedding no matter what. So, how you come up with the money is entirely on you. Jamie started to cry when he heard that his own father and sister wouldn't be attending his wedding. So now a big part of his family was not coming to the wedding and he was short on funds to actually pull off a wedding. He was in deep trouble and nothing he said was going to change anything. That didn't stop him from trying. He continued to beg me and my husband for mercy and forgiveness. He was legitimately crying because he knew without the money there would be no wedding. Jamie would have to probably cancel the wedding or postpone it. So he was desperate for our help and forgiveness, but I had made up my mind to ignore him. Eventually, Jamie left after trying to change our minds. He soon realized that we weren't going to budge, so he left and kept bombarding us with emotional texts. We also got a lot of texts from his bio mother berating us for our decision. Adam and I then swiftly blocked her everywhere because we wanted nothing to do with her too. We couldn't block Jamie, but stopped engaging with him entirely. He tried to get my daughter on his side, but she swiftly told him to kick rocks. My daughter was mad on my behalf and had apparently yelled at her brother about how he was a selfish, ungrateful idiot. That made Jamie finally accept that he had indeed been extremely selfish towards me. But It was too late to change what he had already said. Jamie eventually had to cancel the wedding. He also ended up losing all the money on deposit since they were non-refundable. On top of that, something very unexpected happened that we didn't see coming at all. Jamie's fiancée ended up leaving him. She had no idea what was going on, and when she found out the truth from Jamie, she freaked out at him for being so horrible to me. I should mention that she was basically raised by her stepmother after her own mom's death, so what Jamie did hit her personally. She didn't want a vain, shallow man like Jamie to be her husband, and that's why she ended up breaking up with him. That's what she told me when she showed up at my house in tears. We actually still stay in touch because I have become great friends with her family. Jamie now lives alone and has been cut off from a lot of family members. Adam still talks to him sometimes because he's still his father. However, I refuse to talk to Jamie anymore. Adam has told me that Jamie is hurt and his bio mother had gone no contact with him after he refused to give her more money. He's very lonely and depressed right now and wants to make amends with me. However, I can't bring myself to restore our relationship. I'm actually glad to know that he's hurting because now he can finally feel what I felt when he told me that I am nobody to him. Anyway, it is highly unlikely that we will ever have a relationship again. I'm just glad I didn't end up giving him the money up front, or else I would have stupidly spent money on someone who didn't care about me.